Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like it o'clock, and I'm Pearl of Wisdom. You're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom from my bathroom once again. I like to say this every time because if I don't, I get your letters as to why are you in the bathroom, Mr. Perlo? Okay, well, I had a little life change. I'm living with some people in a small apartment, trying to kind of build myself back up again, and this little bathroom is pretty much where I get the privacy I need for this. Unless I were to go outside, I just don't have time. I get up in the morning and it's like, okay, I got to do a video for my fans, for my peeps, as they want to say. And the only privacy I can find is here. But you're going to help with that because you're going to hit the subscribe button and the bell. And we're going to become YouTube sensations together. All of us together. We're going to go travel the world and spread pearls across the land. Yeah, we're going to save the world with NHL pearls. So hit that button, shall you? Okay, we got some letters here. Stacy Cronwell from Vancouver wrote, with this recent collapse that happened yesterday. If you noted, by the way, I was 5 for 6 yesterday. Not bragging or anything, because it's a regular occurrence, isn't it? What do we do with the Vancouver Canucks? Well, you let the kids grow is really what it is. Vancouver will be a great team, I think, depending on their drafting, not depending, based on their drafting. Besser, Peterson, they've picked they've made some fantastic picks is what I'm trying to say, for that team. But I don't know about their free agent mining. Maybe they're undoing. Bringing in Myers and Sutter, and Myers is, as far as I'm concerned, overpaid as a defenseman. What's he making? 7 million. I think he's a 3-4 at best. It's funny with Benning. He seems to be have a fantastic eye for young players, but he overvalues players that are already in the league for some reason. It's very odd. And so, yeah, it depends on what they do with that. But as far as with their young players like Peterson, Besser, those type of players that they have in their lineup, they are going to be fantastic. If he just doesn't screw it up and fill out the roster with veterans that are overpriced. Since you asked, well, what should they do now? They really just let those kids grow up. Let Pedersen be what he's going to be, because he's going to be phenomenal. And Besser's just getting over an injury, but he'll be phenomenal. Like TJ Miller Miller is a good example. Okay, actually, it's not a horrible signing. It's not horrible, but it was a lot to give up for a guy that seemed to be trying to find his niche in Tampa Bay. They gave up 2 second-rounders, when likely if you would have waited it out, you probably could have got him for a third. Seriously. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Anyways, we got lots of games today, so I better get to it. Somebody else did a letter for should the Devils trade Hall. I'm going to do a whole video on that, per se, from Newark. I'll get to you on that one, but let's get to the picks. Blackhawks versus the Canes. I don't know what's going on with the Canes. They had a long layoff and they just haven't looked themselves. I have a feeling they're going to get back into it this game though, because the Blackhawks have looked atrocious. Honestly, just atrocious. I picked them to not make the playoffs this year, and if they keep on going in the direction they're going now, could be in the bottom of the league, which is not something I saw coming. I thought they'd be at least a bubble. But I'm taking the Canes 4-2. Bruins versus the Blues. Tarasenko's out. This Blues team seems to have bad luck with all kinds of stuff. They had a rough start as far as scheduling is concerned. I think they have it in their back of their minds to not do what they did last year, and in doing so, they're actually almost doing what they did last year. I think they need to get their mind off of it, just take it day by day. But now you got the Bruins at home without Tarasenko. I got to take Rask here, but I have a hard time to not taking the Blues. So I'm going to say 3-2 for the Bruins and just leave it at that. Leafs versus Habs. The Habs, I didn't take them to make the playoffs this year because they need more scoring in that lineup. And I don't like the way they blamed Drouin last year for being a 55-point player at his rate. Yes, can he be a better player than he is now? Absolutely. But I think he took too much of the heat, honestly. They need forwards that can score, and that's just the issue. And now you're playing against the Leafs, even without Tavares. They've just got too many weapons. I think the Leafs will win 4-1. Preds versus the Bolts. I don't think I bet this game. What's going on with the Bolts? It's like they're still flustered from their first round exit last year. And the Preds are very inconsistent right now, probably just getting used to all the changes. I'm taking the Bolts 3-2 here. I think as long as... it's McElhinney is going to be in net, so that's the reason why. I think he's solid enough that they'll still win 3-2. Jackets versus the Flyers. Tortorella is the man. I've said it before. This kind of team almost he enjoys. It's almost like he enjoys not having a superstar. I'm not betting this game. The Jackets can win any game. I don't bet against the Jackets too often because if Tortorella there, they're going to be able to outwork any team. If any team is not there, is going to be outworked that night, they're going to lose. So I'm taking the Flyers 3-2 because they're on a good roll and they're working hard right now. And Vigneault is that type of Tortorella type coach too. That's the reason why Sather, I believe it was at the time when he fired Vigneault, he fired Trotz, he brought in Vigneault because they're similar. So I'm going to take the Flyers 3-2. Penguins versus the Stars. I'm not touching this game. I think the Stars are back on the roll again. The Penguins are really banged up, and as long as Crosby's there as a leader, they can win any game. I believe it's Bishop and Murray, so I'd go under. I'm just going to say under, and I'm going to say the Stars 3-2. Not sure. Wings versus the Wild. Who the hell knows? I'm taking the Wings 4-3 because they're not losing because they're losing simply because their confidence is waning in their veterans, but they're working hard, and I think they'll outwork the Wild tonight because the Wild are like in disarray. The thing is, Guerin has put 3 players on, basically, I think it was Fiala, Eck, and Donato, have basically put them out, say, I'm trading these guys. So this is a kick in the ass. The Wild, it depends on how they react to this. If they love those guys, the Wild could win tonight. I'm not touching this game. Forget it. I'm not. I don't know which one to take. I'm going to switch that. I'm going to take the Wild 4-3. I think they'll react to this. I think, and Boudreau will use this as a motivation to, like, you want to save your friends here or what? Guerin is coming out and saying, we're trading some people here. That's it. I'm tired of this, whatever. And how are you going to react? So this is going to be a very important game for the Wild. If they shit the bed here, watch out because a lot of crazy stuff is going to happen, including Boudreau being fired. Who knows? It's going to be, this is a big game to see what their future is going to be. Ducks versus the Avs with Francouz in net. Could you make these cards more difficult? You put Francouz in net tonight against the Ducks team who's got Gibson. So you've got a Colorado team that can score 6 goals on any goaltender except Gibson. And a Ducks team that has tough time scoring. In fact, I do believe I heard an injury. Okasha is going to be injured for them. So I got to take the Avs. 3-2 here, but this is a tough one. And you're not making any money off of this. The Avs over the Ducks. You're not making any money off of it. If you want to take a risk, I would take the Ducks here simply because You don't know what's going to happen with Frank Coos, and Gibson could win the game. It's not a bad money card, a money game. Flames versus the Jets. I don't touch this game either. The games I'm going to touch, I'll tell you the games I'm going to touch. I'm going to take the Bruins over the Blues. I'm going to take the Leafs over the Habs. And I'm going to take the Canes over the Hawks. Besides that, I'm not really touching anything on this card. This is one of the hardest cards I've seen so far this year. The Flames versus the Jets. I'm taking the Jets 5-4 simply because they're home. And I don't even know why it's 5-4, because you got two hot goaltenders. It's just something that went into my mind that it would be 5-4 for whatever reason. That's it. That's all I got there. Not the finest pearls in the last game. It's just more of a feeling. And I wouldn't bet the game. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. I'm going long here. And I have like 3 naps. I'm going to do 3 naps in a row right now. Just right now. And then I'm going to give lots of love to all of you. Remember, I love every one of you. We're gonna be awesome. We are going to be greatness in this world. Lots of love to you.